Hello YouTube fans, Rants here, and welcome to a deck profile with Performapal Dinomist, using the newest support of Dinomist Ankylos, which is a macrocosmos for this deck. And yeah, the deck plays pretty well. Performapal has increased the consistency, and they just do a lot of things. You don't have to waste your Dinomist in your scales, and that frees up monsters to keep control with Plesios, Terran, and Ankylos. So good. Plus, you have more access to your Savage Ride Infinity with this, and that's also a great play. So let's go straight into this deck profile. We'll start with our Performapal Monkey Board, currently at 1. Possibly will be banned in the future. If Monkey Board is banned, this deck can still recover because of another card that's coming out in the Performapal archetype, which I will talk about later on in this video. Next, we have Triple Dinomist Rex, because it's technically our boss monster. There is Dinomist Spinos, which is another option for this deck, but I feel Spinos is a bit lackluster, whereas Rex has a non-targeting shuffle of the field or the hand, and that is pretty broken, and Dinomist Rex, for that matter, is always going to be a free up in this deck. So yeah, a nice 2400 beat stick, very good. Then we have Dinomist Ceratops and Dinomist Brachion, both used because they can special summon themselves over Spinos, which cannot, but they're also good scale 3, scale 6s. The generic effect of the scale 3 Dinomists is if a Dinomist you control would be destroy a battle or card effect, you can destroy this card instead whilst in the Pendulum scale. And if it would be targeted by a card, you can negate that effect and destroy this card instead, which gives you protection when you use them in the scales, but you don't have to, and it gives you options to go Savage Ride Infinity with these two good monsters. Then we have Performapal Part Naga, which is a searchable card through King of Limbs, but I don't use King of Limbs in this deck. This is mainly also an out to Monarchs, as you can put this in the scale, Power Rexy, so it can beat over any of the Monarchs as long as you have 2 Performapals in play at least. So Paralacker is very good, plus an alternative scale 3 for when you need it. One's Pendulum, because it's at 1 at the moment, it's still a good card. It can easily allow us for double Plesios control. It can give us extra Terran, so if we have to use it in the scale, we've got another Terran to search for charge. And it also works good with Pendulum Sorcerer as well. Then we have Triple Dinomist Terran. Dinomist Terran is our searcher, like Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear, as this will just searches out Dinomist Charge, like that one did with Tinky. And it doesn't have to go to the graveyard, so that's very good. It makes so much more sense now because Dinomist Ankylos banishes, so if they did say had to go to the graveyard, that would screw over the whole archetype. So that's very good. It's also scale 3 for this deck, and it's 1800 beat stick. Quite good. Then one Skullcrow by Joker, because it's at 1 at the moment. Don't need to explain this. Triple Plesios. Plesios is our key card. It reduces all their monsters by 100 attack for each Dinomist card you control. Both all 3 Dinomist Plesioses stack, so that is absolutely brilliant. You can keep control and hopefully screw over your opponent thusly. I know a lot of monsters cannot be over something that has been weakened by 2 Plesioses, so they have to out it through alternative means. So that is very good. Then we have 3 Dinomist Ankylos. This is the macrocosmos for the deck. If a Dinomist monster you control destroys any monster your opponent controls, you can banish that monster. It's a passive effect, so yeah, that really screws them over. It's basically like having several Dark Lords on your board until they can get rid of Ankylos, which is a big 2k defense. And if you have Plesios on board, it's really hard to be over that 1500 attack. It's going to be a really annoying situation. I think the best banishment I've ever had was banishing a Luster Pendulum when it was at 1. And yeah, you're not getting that back ever. So that was the best way of actually screwing my opponent over thusly. So Dinomist Ankylos is a well-welcomed addition to this deck. Then Triple Sorcerer could go to 1 in the future, would hurt the consistency, but you can increase it with Second Donkey, as that's also an alternative. Particularly since it's a Pendulum deck, you can put your scales up and go through that way. But Pendulum Sorcerer destroys cards. It doesn't have to be monsters anymore, since it's due to its errata. And you essentially have 2 Performapals, so you can search out your scales, you search out your Geeter, the Lizard Draw combo, you can search out what you need for the position. Plus, it can search out your Skullcrusher Joker if you don't have a normal summon. You can learn normal summon your Joker, search out whatever you need, and go for Raphelsia. So this good card is good. Then the second donkey, it may have more play in the future if you're wanting to play this IRL. And don't have the access to sorcerers. Second donkeys help. You need one sorcerer at least to play this deck very efficiently. If not, you can still work around it. Second donkey is a great card as well because it can search out Performapal if you have scales. If you don't have scales or they change like wavering or something, then you won't be able to search. You'll end up milling, so that's a problem, and you may have to come against that. But second donkey, for the best part, can search out your Pendulum Sorcerer if you don't open up with it or open up with a means to get it, like Joker or Monkey Board. Then 2 Lizard Draw for draws and combos. 1 Eccentric Archfiend to out Monarchs, but there's no real outs to Anti-Spell Fragrance. I would suggest siding Mystical Space Typhoons or Typhoons to out that kind of threat. Then 1 Performapal Parachorus. So this is the possible switch from Monkey Board dominance to Parachorus dominance because of its ability to switch its scale. It currently has a scale 2, but if you have a Performapal or Dies or Magician in your other scale, you can make it scale 7. And that's a very good thing to do because then you can pencil out early Dinomist since they're all in between this 2 to 7 bracket. You need a different monster except from Parachorus, so you can't open up with 2 Parachoruses and then say you've got the instant scale. That doesn't help, unfortunately. But it's a very good replacement for Monkey Board when it gets hit. It'll be coming out in the TCG in late May, so look out for that card. It's in the starter deck, so probably going to be a common. And then we have Performapal Giturtle. You could probably switch out Parachorus in this deck for Giturtle for TCG usage. But Giturtle still draw combo, and I don't think I need 2 of these. I went over Parachorus over a second one of these just because of its ability to change its scale. Then we have 3 Wavering Eyes. It's the most degenerate card in the format at the moment, except from Magical Explosion. Wavering Eyes basically is going to help your consistency when you're not going against random deck. It just gets you in the Monkey Board. That gives you 1 card scale, and boom, you're going to go off. But if it's in a pen matchup, you probably have to wait until you're using the Wavering Eyes so you can get all of its full effects, which are very degenerate. Then 1 Ignite Reload. Testing in this deck, it's actually helped sometimes. It doesn't always help because you don't get to choose what the cards you get back are. But you get a +1, you can't draw after it, so you can, since it's a quick play spell, you can use it during your opponent's turn. So it's an alright one-off. I don't know what I really feel about this card, to be honest. Need a little bit more testing with it, even though it's been out for so long. But it's something that could be used further on in the future. 3 Dinomist Charge, it's a searcher, and it's a restore of our power. When our Dinomists are destroyed and sent to the extra deck, we can add them back to our hand, and that's always great. It's a great card for this archetype. Perfect searcher, don't need anything further. Then we've got the Field Spell, Dynamic Power Load. I'm only using this as a one-off because you can't search it, which is a problem. But I don't want to allocate more space to it, like terraformings and stuff like that, which I don't think are going to be really valuable. It only gives you a way of stopping effects during the battle phase. That's about it. So it's a nice plus if you draw into it, but you don't really need it that much. So it's really just a one-off techie card. And then Treacherous Trouble, since we don't run back row, we can use Raphelsia and use Treacherous to pop their monsters. You could include Solemns in this if you would like, but I don't use Solemns in fun decks because they're not, unless they're lacking in something, because it's not very fun to win through Solemn. Then again, it's not very fun to win through Wavering Eyes. So yeah. Next, onto the extra deck, we have Treacherous Raphelsia, my usual turn 1 play when I don't have Sandra Infinity option. It's very defensive, it allows you to use your Treacherous Trouble from deck, and yeah, they have to deal with that first, more or less. Then Abyss Dweller for Mermails and Monarchs, and Burning Abyss and Phantom Knights when they don't have much resource. It's a very good card, plus it boosts all your Dynamis by 500 while it has a water material, and these are all waters, so A Beast Dweller is going to be very strong in this deck. Then there's Diamond Direwolf, just to randomly clear monsters, instant spot removal, Castell, same reason. Then we have the new card, number 37, Hope Woven Dragon Spider Shark, just come out in the TCG yesterday. So yeah, I haven't actually brought this out, but in theory this is a great card to combo with the Plesios control and Ankylos control. When any player's monster declares an attack, you can detach an exceed material. All monsters your opponent control lose a final attack until the end of that turn, which means that the Plesios weakening that they already do can be even more dangerous. Plus, if you have Ankylos and Terran, you're going to get a Search and a Banish. Perfect combo. And when this card destroys a battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one other monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Pretty cool. It's a neat effect that they brought out for this card. It can kind of work with your second donkey if you have your scales, or your sorcerer if you've detached it. It's quite a good card. Then we have our rank 5, Cyber Nomas. 2 is actually required because you can get over the first Cyber Infinity. Getting over the second Cyber Infinity is going to be a little bit harder because you're going to have less resource at that point. So I believe 2 Infinities isn't needed in this kind of deck. So 2 Nova for the overlays. Then 1 number 94 Ice Crystal Zero, the Polar Ice Princess. Still not out in the TCG, so you don't have to run this card. But I do for the option for Full Armored Crystal Zero Lancer, which I still haven't brought out in this version with Performapal. It's mainly Infinity that I bring out, so these 2 are not too required. Then Volcasaurus for instant spot removal and burn, always good. Infinities for Quasar plays, essentially, because Quasar in Exceed form is always good to bring out in the deck. So yeah. Then 2 Ignista Prominence, going to be easily affordable now with the gold reprint, but it's probably going to go to 1, so you don't have to worry that much. Ignista, I don't get out that much. It's only when I get my Lust option, so it's not too important in the deck, but you still need it as an option for the future. Same for Dynastar, good protection of your scales, always a plus. But I hardly bring this out, unfortunately, in this version. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. This is the deck I was using on my test stream. I'll be doing more streams in the future, so look out for those. And yeah, tell me what you think of this deck. Please let me know in the comments below. And if you like this, please, if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe for the content. If you want to know when I'm streaming, the information will be on my Facebook page in the description below. I'll be posting possibly a couple hours before I'm going to stream, so look out for that. Mainly during UK times, unfortunately. I can't really stay after my bus is actually gone, so issues. But yeah, thank you for watching. Matarant signing out.